Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Good morning, guys. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thanks for the support of the channel and checking out my video. For today, we're going to do a little cat and mouse with the old BZ-166. Review will be coming fairly soon on this one as I learn a little bit more about it. I don't actually hate this. It's getting a little bit of hate out there. I think it's actually a decent heavy, but we'll see after I play it a little bit more. This is a fairly early game. I've got it all the way upgraded as far as modules go. I am running food. I've got a significant amount of heat with 14, and I am in an all-tier 8 battle. Couple artillery, and we are here on Mountaindorf Pass. Is it Mountain Pass? Yeah, Mountaindorf Pass. Spawned into the northwest. So early on when I play a tank, I go to different positions and see what it can do. This thing has the rockets red glare going on, so it's fun to activate rockets and go zoom zoom. So I want to see what it can do going down the ice road over here. We're going to head down into the bottom. I kind of was thinking maybe I could get down there fast enough and cross over to this spot here at about D6 and shoot guys in the side while hiding right here, hold down, but it's actually not quite that fast. You'll see what I mean in a minute. This one has 4 activations, whereas the Tier 7 has 3. That does give it a little more capability. I'll also say that potentially it's a good idea to save as many of those activations as possible. One thing I have heard, which you might want to think about, and perhaps I should too, is to keep all 4 activations, or maybe at least 2, say half of them, for later on in the game when you need to get somewhere or when you need to cross some territory or make a push. Not a bad idea, but I'm going to immediately burn a couple because why not? They're there and I can. Even 90 goes down. I have a pretty decent train coming along behind me, and we're going to push here. I could have gone hold down, but I'm going to head down here, and I'm still thinking maybe I'm going to cross. As I get down here, though, I see they're even 90, and that's unfortunate, because now I'm spotted. I missed that shot. It's a fairly derpy gun. We're going to come across here, and immediately I find a Type 59 up there, which kind of surprised me. Thinking, what on earth is this dude doing here? We bounce. All right, fantastic. Pretty good armor on this thing. He gets up on the side, and I thump him for 339. And I'm going to move forward a little bit to try to make his shot a little more difficult. He does get a piece of me right there with his gold ammo. T-34 pushes in, and now I'm in a bit of a pickle. And I'm now in a reactionary situation with that guy up there. We're going to miss that shot, push forward a little bit more, try to make it hard for him to hit us. And now I'm starting to get worried about guys shooting me from the south down there. He gets tracked and fixes it, unfortunately. Now we've got other guys in the middle. The Type 15, he actually gets that shot off, which I don't even know. I can't even. Rushed that one and missed. He was up on the side. I think if I'd have waited a little bit more. And I'd really like to cross. But we don't see anybody down here either. Plus he's getting beat up. Which is kind of the situation when you put your tank right there early on this map. I missed that. Just kind of a bad shot, really. There we go. So one of my buddies takes him down. Got the T122. Or the 122 TM. And we have a pretty good train going on. Alright, so let's take a look. Let's just analyze this a bit, because this becomes, like I said, a bit of a cat and mouse. I get down here. I lose some hit points to a Type 59 in a weird position. Okay, it kind of happens. Right there. I've seen people do that. It's okay, but it tends to get you dead. But he did stop us. He did take some damage off of us, but now he's gone. I see the Barask down there in the south, and I can see that the south is not in great shape. There's only 2 tanks down there. And unfortunately on this map, what happens a lot, and really on a lot of maps, is you win this north spot and guys keep pushing. And that's in the back of my mind to not do that unless everything's looking good. If you're winning on every front, then go ahead and do that. But if you're losing, say in the south, and look how many tanks they have down there, by the way. So if you're losing the south is threatened, there's no reason to win the north and continue to push. But let's see how that works. I'm looking for shots here, potentially, on the bore. And that goes in. I got clipped by the Iron Arnie. I'll tell you what, I cannot tell you how much that happens lately. It's unreal. Alright, there's the rocket to cross. Actually, I get damaged by the ELC, which blows my mind. Unlucky a little bit right there, but not enough angle to stop it. So there's an example of saving your rocket power to cross an open area, even though I hate the shot. At least it happened a lot faster than it would have otherwise, and maybe I saved myself another shot by the ELC because it is an autoloader. He could have been on his last shot, or maybe I covered up, I don't know, but Speed is better if you're moving from cover to cover. Now I'm going to sit here and stare at this bloody Barask for a while, and I'm noticing our guys pushing around the corner. Again, just take a look at the mini-map and what we have going on. Fortunately, the Super pulled back good on him, but that's all their beef is south, all our beef is north, essentially. So now we've got this ring around the rosy clockwise rotation going on. The problem is anything of theirs that's gone back to defend is going to tear that stuff up as it tries to crawl up the hill. All right, they got the high ground down there. They can get shots on them. They can go hold down potentially if they're out in the open. When I say open, I mean like G9 or so, G9, 10. It's just a great defensive point. Although, for now, they're not seeing a whole bunch. I'm sort of staring at the Vipera here, and I think it's going to happen here in a moment, where I'm looking at something for a shot, but they're actually not there. They're further away. And that's something you got to watch out for as you're looking on the mini-map. I just stare where that stupid Barask is, and he's got away from me somehow. And it looks like maybe he's gone back. So, okay, you might go, oh, but Guido, it looks like your push is working. Just wait for it, friends. ELC comes firing around here. Auto-aim him because we're so close. He's going to dive off this thing. Crashes. And somehow I drive up and over him, which is pretty funny. Up and over. I'm kind of waiting for the Barask to come around, screaming around the corner and try to take me out. Okay, now I'm looking at the Renegade, all right? So just look, this is what I'm talking about. I'm looking at the Renegade, and initially I'm thinking, oh, he's on the ramp. But if you look at the mini-map, he's actually way down here in the south. So make sure you cross-check your mini-map when you're looking at stuff like this. Right now, in my head, I'm thinking the Renegade's right there on the ramp, and I'm waiting for him to back up. So I'm wasting a significant amount of time wondering where he is. Oh, by the way, that Barask that was there is now lit back at the cap, and look at what they're doing to our guys that are pushing in. Crushing them. Iron Arnie's dead, Scorpion's dead, Barasks are up top, they both fell back. I'm staring where the Renegade is. I still don't know where he is, guys. I still don't know. This is about where I figured out. When I see it moving and the other guy's pushing, I go, oh, shoot. That Renegade is actually way down there on the map, and I'm staring at him thinking he's right here on this ramp. Terrible. Things are actually looking okay, but as I'm watching this, I'm pretty much figuring we're going to lose our Iron Arnie and our AT-15. Their Barask killed our 40-43, unfortunately. And this is not looking great. There's a Vipera, and I'm really hoping that the Super, the Bulldog, and the Lurva will just push around and kill this Vipera quickly. Unfortunately, he gets the Super Pershing. I'm going to come up here, and I don't like this position. I'm not liking this much at all. If the Vipera wins somehow, then I'm really in trouble. Although I'm looking at the low with his hit points, that's probably not going to happen. But I'm also looking up here at the number of tanks they have, plus the Artie, and they've got the EBR. The EBR and the two Barasks. They get me in any kind of open situation, it's over. I might kill one of them if they're in one-shot territory, and then I just disintegrate from those guys. I mean, frankly, I don't even want them to know I'm here. I'm thinking, well, maybe I can get a lucky shot on one of these two Barasks here. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, geez, and he just goes away. There goes our Bulldog dies to the Vipera, unfortunately. And the Vipera is still alive. Unreal. So I looked at that and said, well, Someone said stay behind him, so I think the Lurva's got around behind him. Down goes the Carnarvon. That was good. But the AT-8's got 101 hit points. All right, conundrum, fellas. I said cat and mouse. Look at me here. Not great. Does that Vipera somehow beat the Lurva? If he does, I'm in huge trouble. AT-15's dying soon. And then I have 3 fast tanks, 2 Barasks, and an FL-10 that I don't think I can hang out right here. Plus, there's the Artie hanging around somewhere, so if he manages to get in a position to start splashing me, I'm really in trouble right here as a slow tank. So I'm thinking, you know what? Not the place to be. Let's fall back. I might have to go all the way back to the cap. I may have to go up the ramp here and come back around behind and help the Lurva beat the Vipera. But the first thing I know I have to do is get out of the position I was in. Great. Our M40 killed their artillery. That's extremely helpful. Extremely helpful. So we'll bail out of this. I was figuring I was going to have an FL-10 or a Barask behind me any moment. All right, what do they know? The last thing they knew is I was down around here somewhere, and that was a long time ago. So really, I could be just about anywhere. But they also know I didn't show up here in the south, so I'm not really that close. So the good news is they don't really know where I am. They know exactly where the Lurva was because he just got done killing the Vipera. So I'm going to head out this way. And I'm thinking, well, all right, if I'm them, what do I do? I have 3 fast tanks against 2 heavies and an artillery. Well, the Lurva decides to keep pushing. I think that's exactly the wrong idea, but he does a decent job. We'll watch where he goes and what he does. I'm going to pull back here because those three can come from the north or across the bridge, get on the cap, and cap us out pretty quickly. And if we're far away from the cap, and this Artie isn't able to reset them or something, maybe they just kill them as they come in, it's over. They get a cap win. So I'm going to go cut off one of the possible directions, which is going to be the bridge. I'm thinking about it right now. Like, all right, are they going to come up this ramp? The first thing I'm thinking is they're just going to come up the middle, up the ramp. I see the Lurva pushing in. All right, that's fine. Maybe he can maul him. He's got a lot of hit points. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to go on the bridge right here. Let's see if they're coming down the bridge. If they're coming down the bridge, maybe I can hold them off here for a little bit. So we'll come around here. And it's been a long time, right? The Borosks and the FL-10 are fast. Really, they could be just about anywhere. Where they're not is they haven't pushed into the Lurva. And the Lurva, surprise, surprise, actually pushes across and doesn't get seen. So I don't think he gets shot at. We'll see when he picks up the Borosks. Kind of surprised he didn't get shot at coming around that corner, although it's about... There he goes. All right, so we found him, and he eats a shot, and that's unfortunate. And I'm thinking, all right, are they coming down here? No, I feel like those 2 Borosks are probably together. It looks like they're both lit there. At least they've both been lit in the recent past. I have made sure that they did not come through the bridge. They certainly didn't go through the middle because the load just went across that whole thing. So the only unwatched portion is this side. The FL-10 could be past me. If he is and gets on the cap, I turn around and I go back. If he isn't, and I'm looking at this, I go, I wonder if somebody on the other team right now is saying, go put cap pressure. Telling that FL-10 to go put some cap pressure. Or maybe even one of the Burrs and the FL-10. While the other one guards cap. So we're going to hang out right here for just a minute. Just in case one of these dudes is thinking, hey, I'll just go to the cap. All right. And if nobody shows up, I'll start thinking about going to help the Lurva in the south. Right now we have both ways guarded. They can't go past the Lurva without him seeing it. They can't go past me without me seeing them. If they're at the cap, they should be there any second now if they got past me. Otherwise, we know we've got them bottled up in this little section of the map. The artillery is doing a nice job. He's actually following the Lurva where he really can't be seen. It's very unlikely they got in behind us through the way we went through the map. And that's one of the problems with these really channelized maps like this. And wouldn't you know it, but the FL-10 is making a run. Now I'm spotted, so they know where I am. I'm thinking, well, is there another Borosk trailing him, or what's going on here? That kind of gives the Lurva a few more options, and now the nice thing for the Lurva is he's able to get in there because the Artie was smart enough to reposition. Potentially now he's got Artie support. Perhaps the Artie can knock out the little 6 hit point dude. Got him lit, and just like that. Nicely done by the Lurva, gets him lit. The other one's going to push in. 2 shots on the Lurva potentially. Should not be able to kill him. The Lurva puts a hit on him though. And it looks like he either missed or bounced or something because he tries to make a runner. I'll push in. He's running this way. I know he's coming in this direction. We'll push in and see if we can get a shot on him. Just wait till we have a clearer shot. Here he comes. Boom. Down he goes. Voila. Not an amazing game in terms of damage. 1,657. We got 222 assists with a couple kills. But just a complete cat and mouse, and I gave you all my thought process as to what was going on in there. There was some chat down there, people getting mad about what people are doing. But, you know, you've got to take a look at the situation on the map and the situation you are faced with in terms of the enemy tanks. I think just pushing in with the low would have been a bad idea. Probably in that case, one of those or both of those or two of those faster tanks could have got around us right there. So nicely done by the Lurva, nicely done by the M4043 on that. Bit of teamwork. The M4043 actually had 4 kills. Taking out that artillery and taking out that other burr was huge in that game, and we end up with the win. So there you go. Let me know what you think down there. These are the kinds of games I really like. The end games where it really is anybody's game, depending on how you play it. Sometimes you win them, sometimes you lose them. On stream, I just had one that ended up in a draw where I had a total chance to kill in my Badger to kill a JPZ in the last few seconds, and just by bad decisions on where to shoot, ended up not killing him and got a draw. In this case, we end up with the win. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate your support of the channel, guys. That's all we've got. We will see you.